The sand covered the windows, then the doors, then the roof. I was trapped inside my car with sand pressing in from every side. The air was getting thin, the heat was unbearable, and I had to dig myself out before I suffocated. Hello. Today, I'm going to tell you a real survival story. My name is Daniel Foster. I'm 35 years old, and I'm a geologist in Denver, Colorado. My job requires me to go to deserts, mountains, remote places. I do field work. I collect rock samples. I'm used to being in nature. But that day, I learned just how merciless the desert can be. It was late June. I was doing field work in the Nevada desert for a project the company had sent me. Mineral research. I was alone. A rental SUV, equipment, water, and food. A normal workday. Or it was supposed to be. I left the hotel at 8 in the morning. The weather was hot, around 40 degrees, but normal for Nevada in June. The sun was shining. The sky was bright blue. There was no wind. A perfect day. I drove for 2 hours. I left the main road. I entered a dirt road, then an even smaller track. I had my GPS. The coordinates I needed to go to were clear. Everything was planned. Around noon, I reached the target point. I stopped the car. I got out. It was desert. Flat. Miles of emptiness. Just sand, rock, and brush. I took out my equipment. I started collecting rock samples. I took measurements with GPS. I took photos. Normal routine. I worked for 2 hours. The sun was overhead. The temperature had exceeded 45 degrees. I was sweating, but I was used to it. Around 2 o'clock, I returned to the car. I put the equipment away. I turned on the AC. I was going to rest a bit, then head back. I drank water. I ate a sandwich. It was good. I started the engine and prepared to head back. I turned the key. The engine started. Good. I put it in gear. I pressed the gas. But the car didn't move. The wheels spun, but the car wasn't moving forward. It was sliding. What? I said. I tried again. Same thing. I got out. I looked at the wheels. They were buried in sand. The rear wheels, halfway in the sand. Damn it! I said. It was very hot. I started digging the sand by hand. I removed sand from under the wheels. After 10 minutes, I'd cleared enough. I got in the car. I tried again. This time, it moved. It went forward a few meters. Then, it stopped again. Buried in sand again. This won't work, I said. I took out wooden boards from the trunk. I always carried them, for desert driving. I put them under the wheels, for traction. I tried again. This time, it was better. The car moved. It advanced slowly. But then I noticed something strange. The weather had changed. Wind had started, hot wind. And in the distance, I saw something, a cloud. But not a normal cloud. Orange, low, close to the ground. And it was moving, fast, toward me. Sandstorm, I said. My heart raced. I immediately pressed the gas. I started the car. I drove fast. I had to get away. But the storm was faster, much faster. Within 5 minutes, everything changed. The wind intensified. Sand rose into the air. My visibility decreased. Within 10 minutes, I could barely see anything. Just orange blur. Windows were being hit by sand. Wipers were working, but it was useless. I had to slow down. Visibility was 0. I couldn't see the road. Then, the engine died. Just like that, suddenly. No, 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 I said. I turned the key. Nothing happened. I tried again. Still nothing. The engine was dead. Maybe sand had gotten into the air filter. Maybe something else. I didn't know. But the car wasn't working. And the storm continued. It was intensifying. I couldn't go outside. Visibility 0. Wind too strong. I'd get lost. Maybe I'd wander meters away from the car and couldn't find it. Stay inside the car, I told myself. The storm will pass. Wait. I sat. I waited. I looked out the windows. I couldn't see anything. Just orange and sand. Sand everywhere. 10 minutes passed. 20 minutes. The storm wasn't stopping. Then I noticed. The windows were accumulating. Sand was covering the windows. Slowly. But it was covering them. First the side windows. From bottom to top. Sand was piling up. Just some sand, I said. No problem. But it didn't stop. It continued. Half an hour later, the side windows were completely covered with sand. I couldn't see outside. An hour later, the front windshield also started to close. From the bottom. Sand was climbing as if... 2 hours later, it got dark. Completely. All windows were covered with sand. No light was coming in. I turned on my phone. I used flashlight mode. I lit up the car. I looked at the GPS. No signal. No phone signal either. Okay, I said. Calm down. The storm will pass. Then you dig the sand. You get out. But the storm wasn't passing. Hours passed. 3 hours. 4 hours. It was still continuing. And the sand had now passed the doors. It was pressing the car. I could feel it. The car was tilting. To the right. From the weight of sand. After 5 hours, I was in complete darkness. Except for my flashlight. There was sound. Wind sound. But distant. Muffled. Like my ears were plugged. Because I was now under the sand. Completely. I was buried. After 6 hours, I noticed something. Breathing was getting harder. Slightly. But noticeably. Air. The car wasn't airtight. But sand was blocking the air vents. Slowly. Oxygen was decreasing. You have to get out, I said. You have to get out now. But how? Sand was everywhere. I couldn't open the door. Sand would press in. Break the window. The only option was to break the window. I had a hammer in the trunk. Emergency hammer. I always carried it. I reached into the back seat. I pulled the bag. I found the hammer. I decided to break the side window. Driver's side. Right side because the car had tilted to the right. The left side was higher up. Maybe there was less sand. I took the hammer. I hit the side. The glass cracked. Good. I hit again. The glass broke, shattered, and sand poured in, fast, like a waterfall. Damn it, I said. I immediately pulled back, but sand kept coming. It started filling the car. Stop, 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 I shouted. It was meaningless. Sand wouldn't listen. In 1 minute, the car was half filled with sand. My feet were stuck in sand. My knees were in sand. But then, it stopped. Because the sand level had equalized with outside. It had balanced. I took a breath. I was still in darkness, but now I was in the car with sand. Sand was inside me. Dig, I said. Dig up. Get out. I started digging with my hands. Up, through the broken window. Out. The sand was loose. It was moving. But there was a lot. A lot. I dug. My hands hurt. Nails broke. But I didn't stop. Half an hour later, maybe I dug half a meter. Upward. Like a tunnel. But then, the sand collapsed. Filled again. The place I dug closed. No, I shouted. I started digging again. But I was getting tired. Very tired. And air was still thin. It had been 7 hours, maybe 8. My phone battery was running low. The light had dimmed. Breathing was hard. Each breath was an effort. My head was spinning. Oxygen had decreased. Get out, I said, or you'll die here. I tried a different way. Not just up. Diagonal. Up and to the side. Maybe if I reach the car roof, I'll dig from there. I started climbing the car. In the sand. Difficult, but possible. I reached the roof. Back seat side. I pressed my hands on the roof. It was solid. Okay, I said. Up from here. I decided to break the rear window. I hit it with the hammer. The glass broke. Sand poured. But this time, I was ready. I'd pulled back. Sand came but little. Because the rear window was higher up. I started digging. Through the window hole. Up. Sand. 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 But this time, it was different. The sand was lighter, less compressed. Because I was higher up. I was close to the surface. I dug for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Then, my hand went into emptiness. Air. Open air. Yes, I shouted. I dug faster. I widened the hole. I got my head out. Air, clean air. It was night air. It was cold, but it was magnificent. I took a breath. Deep, deep breaths. Then I got my body out. Digging, pushing, forcing. Finally, I was outside, on the sand, face down, breathing. I looked around. It was dark. Night had fallen. But there were stars. There was moon. I could see. The car wasn't there. I mean, it wasn't visible. It was under the sand. There was just a small hill, sand hill, car underneath. 11 hours. 11 hours under the sand. But I got out. I was alive. But it wasn't over yet. I was still in the desert. My car wasn't working. My phone was almost dead. I didn't know where to go. I checked GPS. With the last battery, I got location. The main road was 8 kilometers away, to the north. 8 kilometers. Walking, at night, in the desert. You can do it, I said. You have to. I took my water bottle. Half remained. I took my bag. I started walking. Moonlight showed the way. It was bright enough. I walked for 2 hours, slow but steady. I was tired, but I shouldn't stop. Finally, I saw lights. In the distance. Car headlights. Road! I started running. Slow, but I ran. I reached the road. Asphalt. Beautiful, flat asphalt. I waited 10 minutes. A truck came. I stopped. I waved. The truck stopped. The driver got out. An old man. "Hey, are you okay?" he said. "Car. Sandstorm. Buried," I said. I couldn't form sentences. Okay, he said. "Calm down. Let me take you to the hospital." I got in the truck. We went. I was saved. I stayed in the hospital one night. There was dehydration. My oxygen level had dropped, but no serious damage. The car? 2 days later, the rescue team found it. It was completely under the sand. It was totaled. The engine was filled with sand. It couldn't be repaired. But I was alive. That was what mattered. And that experience taught me something. Never underestimate the desert. Weather changes. Storm comes. And in 1 second, you can be buried. Always be prepared. Always tell someone where you are. And never give up. Now when I go to the desert, I always tell someone. I share my GPS coordinates. I carry extra water. And I take sandstorm warnings seriously. Because I know, sand is merciless. It's fast. And it can swallow you in seconds. Thank you so much for listening to me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, and comment. See you in the next survival story. Take care of yourself.